Welcome to the Daily Plunge. We are looking at the book of Exodus, chapter 1, verses 1 through 22. Now, where does the beginning of the story of Exodus begin? Well, back in Genesis, right? With the promise to Abraham and Sarah that they would give birth to a son and that would become the beginning of a great people. And all through Abraham and Sarah and Isaac and Rebekah and Jacob, is this trauma of drama and family. And then, Joseph and his brothers end up in Egypt. And they're still a small group, but they are growing in Egypt. And Joseph was given a high rank within the Egyptian government. And they prospered there, and Egypt prospered while they were there. Part of the reason Egypt was prospering was because of Joseph, right? As you're reading that. And so it says, the Israelites were exceedingly fruitful, multiplied, greatly increased, and became so numerous, the land was filled with them. But they were blessing the kingdom of Egypt. But now a new government comes into existence, a new king, a new Pharaoh, and he looks around and he doesn't see the Israelites as a blessing. He sees them as a threat, right? Come, we're going to have to deal with them surely, or they're going to join our enemies and overthrow us. So they begin to come up with a plan to try to wear them out and get rid of them. And first is just to give them a task. Now, where is God in the midst of all this, right? That's the big question. And God is working through this. And even though they're being oppressed by their taskmasters, God is blessing them. In fact, they're continuing to grow more numerous. They're continuing to prosper, even though it doesn't look like prospering to the world. So much so that the Pharaoh says, well, this ain't working. We got to do something about their babies, right? And so he says, I want you to start killing the baby boys. So plan 2 is to begin infanticide, right? Aborting babies, boys. And the midwives answer, these Hebrew women aren't like the Egyptian. They're just so strong and sturdy. God has blessed them that their pregnancies go very, very well and fast. And so throughout all of this, God is blessing his people. And what's interesting is that where they had been a blessing to the nation of Egypt, they end up being seen as a threat, so much that they're enslaved, they're dreaded, and their Egyptian overlords work them ruthlessly and bitterly, and yet they fear God. They're more concerned about their relationship with God than disappointing the Pharaoh. And this really begins the whole next few chapters, which is the challenge between God and the Pharaoh. And that's part of who do we obey? Our ultimate Lord is the God of the universe, not whoever is sitting on some throne or in some government building. And so we trust God more than the political powers. Well, hey, thanks, friends. Have a blessed day.